Thanks for joining us here. 6 o'clock. We just hit the 6 o'clock hour on this Thursday. It is December 1st.
It is. Change that calendar.
It's also, what did guys say? Meteorological.
Winter.
Winter is here.
There's so much going on today.
Winter.
It's just great. It's finally here. Guy, you're in the backyard. You're freezing to celebrate this day.
I'm freezing. That's only right. It's only fitting that I'm freezing to start meteorological winter. It's that time of season. Make sure you're layered up because wind chills now here over the Twin Cities, feeling like zero. At least air temperatures warmed up to 10 degrees. Expect double-digit temperatures now for the remainder of the day. But we were seeing single-digit lows earlier this morning, and that was widespread. I am tracking some more snow on the way for Friday. I'm timing that out here coming up.
Guy, thank you. I'm tracking a few crashes here around the Twin Cities. Metro New one just popped up on 62 westbound, but we'll show you what we've seen so far. This one happened at Portland Avenue, just cleared seconds ago. And what else do we have? Highway 10 cleared as well. So a little good news. They're coming and going quickly. There was one on 62, not seen on traffic cameras, but roads could be slick. So give yourself maybe a few extra minutes.
This morning, snow emergencies are still in effect across the Twin Cities, and city crews are not messing around with tickets and tows. Look at this. On the first day in Minneapolis, they handed out 770 tickets and towed 220 cars. In St. Paul, 849 tickets went out, 251 cars were towed. Make sure you check your city's rules on where to park in a snow emergency.
Breaking overnight, for the second time this year, thousands of Minnesota nurses are preparing to walk off the job.
Nurses approved a strike just hours ago.
CC's live outside of Children's in St. Paul right now with what comes next. Hey, CC.
Hey, Alicia. Hey, Chris. Well, polls just closed a few hours ago, and thousands of nurses from 16 different hospitals across the state, they voted overwhelmingly to approve a strike. Now, just to note here, 2/3 of nurses have to vote yes in order for a strike to even possibly happen. Now, looking ahead this morning to 9 a.m., we're going to get an update and hear more details about vote results, and we'll also learn when the strike could start and how long it will last. Now, pickets could start after a 10-day notice to employers. Now, this voting comes after months of negotiations, and then also you remember that 3-day walkout that happened this fall. Nurses say they desperately need better pay and higher staffing levels to help them care for patients. They also say they want to deal with conditions that are causing some of their coworkers to walk off the job.
It's not about going to do a job that you went to school for, a job that is your profession. It's basically a medical game of survivor. And nurses are burning out and they're leaving, and we have to fix this.
Now, in a statement sent to us, Allina Health told us that a strike is a, quote, unnecessary distraction, but they say they want to get back to the bargaining table with nurses as soon as possible. Guys.
Okay, thanks for that important update, Cece.
And the story will be developing all day, so be sure you stay with KARE 11 for the very latest. We'll bring you updates on air and online as they come in. You can visit KARE11.com as well as our social media throughout the day.
Taking you live from Capitol Hill this morning. Right now, a decision to step in and avoid a national rail strike is in the hands of the Senate. If lawmakers can't agree on how to handle a strike, the impact will be huge, especially on Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota ranks 5th in the nation for ethanol production. It's a lifeblood to our state, and a national rail strike could force some plants to close.
So much of what we do in agriculture involves volume and tonnage, and those kinds of things are not efficiently moved by trucks. They have to get in a rail car to go long distances.
Industry leaders say a strike that lasts for weeks would also hurt consumers at the pump, since most gas is made of at least 10% ethanol. We now know the finalists for Anoka Hennepin School District's next superintendent.
Corey McIntyre is one of them. He's currently the superintendent for Osseo Schools. The other candidate is Dr. Jeffrey Riddlehoover, who is the superintendent of Sartell St. Stephen's Schools. Their final interviews are set for next Tuesday and Wednesday. They'll meet with students, principals, and community members. A decision will be announced Wednesday night. More Minnesotans will soon have access to medical cannabis. The state just added OCD and irritable bowel syndrome to the list of qualifying conditions. If you have these conditions, you'll be able to get medical cannabis starting August 1st. You can find a full list of conditions on KARE11.com.
Recounts will begin next week for 2 local races in Minnesota. The news comes days after the state canvassing board certified the results from November. The first is House District 3A in International Falls. Just 15 votes separate GOP challenger Roger Scraba and incumbent DFL representative Rob Eklund. The other is House District 3B, which covers Hermantown, where Republican challenger Natalie Zelenenskar led with 35 votes over Democratic incumbent Mary Murphy.
At 10 this morning, the Minnesota Peace Officer Standings and Training Board decides on new rules for licensed cops in our state. The new rules would allow the board to take licenses of officers in white supremacist groups and officers who have lied in court. Advocates say it puts more accountability in the hands of officers across the state. This morning, Minnesota activists are fighting back against a new mandate in New York City.
It would allow the involuntary removal of people with severe mental illness from the streets. Outreach teams here in the metro tell us that unless there's imminent danger, they can't take people to services without their approval. They say the rule in New York is a double-edged sword.
I think it's a very serious thing when we take away someone's liberty and say, I'm going to do something with you, to you, against your will. That said, mental illness is significant, and it has a significant effect on people's ability to, in many cases, know what's best for them.
This morning, New York City leaders are still defining what exactly makes someone capable of hurting themselves. This morning, over 10 million jobs are open across the country.
Yeah, but one job in southeast Minnesota is grabbing all sorts of attention. Jana Shortall explains how you can apply to be mayor of Wayland.
63 people called Wayland, Minnesota home the last time the sign went up. These days, a population boom lands them at 67.
It's a beautiful small town.
Indeed. The only thing missing?
When we put out the notice to file for office, we had 2 people file for council seats, but we did not have anybody file for our mayor position.
Yep. Last election, no one ran for mayor. So the town moved to the write-in candidates.
There were several write-ins. When I contacted the 3 that had gotten the 3 highest amounts, none of them were willing to accept the nomination.
So that left Wayland with one last option. Post the job opening. It pays $150 a month. You go to 2 meetings and that's that. No police or fire department to oversee, no school board, just 2 city blocks and 1 main street. Simple, right?
Have you had any applicants?
No. Unfortunately, not yet.
Weeks after they posted the gig, not one of the 67 applied.
Everybody's busy nowadays, and so to add another layer to it, I get it is a lot, but I wish I knew why.
Why nary a soul has said, "May I?" to the mayor's office.
You can make a difference. Be part of that making a difference. Be part of growing that community and making it successful and long-lasting.
So right now, the former mayor is still the acting mayor until the job fills, but that ends January, and then, of course, someone has to apply to replace that person.
Might sound like he might be holding on to that title for a while. And yes, you have to live there, and you have to be 18 as well.
I love that we have to say that, because I'm sure people are like, I'll be mayor of Wayland.
Yeah, exactly.
For the title.
Guy and I were talking about this earlier. Isn't this when we see like a dog end up being the mayor of the city?
Right.
We've seen that in the past.
We have seen that in small towns. We'll see. We'll see. Well, we have a live picture coming from Minneapolis this morning. There's a new push to have the city take over cleaning up sidewalks after a snowstorm.
Take a look at this map. This pedestrian priority network pilot would put the city in charge of shoveling the city's busiest streets. Right now, property owners are responsible for shoveling. If they don't, huge fines are coming down.
Yeah, the initial cost for a shoveling program would be around $6 million, and a full shoveling service is estimated to cost $20 million. Advocates say that it's worth it for safety alone.
The current system doesn't work. It's punitive, huge inequity towards elderly people. We feel like it would help business owners, it would help landlords, it would help community members that cannot afford to own cars, that are transit dependent.
Yeah, Mayor Frey has not said if he supports a full shoveling program in Minneapolis. The Public Works Committee is going to learn more about the program in the next couple of hours.
Yeah, a lot of people had to be shoveling yesterday. Guy, more snow on the way, too.
Yeah, more snow on the way. Now, this time around, I'm not talking about that snow where, where we're talking about accumulations up there. I'm talking about an inch or less. That snow that will slow you down on the roads if you have any Friday night plans. Now that on the way, but first for today, expect some blowing snow later on. I mean, we already have a lot of snowpack there, a lot of snow on the ground for now, so we could still see some blowing snow towards the afternoon hours, but winds could gust up to 30 miles per hour. So you'll see wind chills now at 0. So dress for that. Air temperatures right around 10 degrees, mostly clear skies. We'll have a period this morning where temperatures will fall again below 0, but that will be brief because by the afternoon, as temperatures warm up, wind chills right around the low 20s. And that's not too bad considering all day yesterday, wind chills were all day single digits and lower single digits, low single digits too. We even had some sub-zero moments yesterday as well with the wind chill. All right, so for the next 12 hours, sunshine, highs climb just above 30 degrees. Tonight will be a warm start to the morning tomorrow. You'll see temperatures all night in the low 30s, right around the freezing mark or just below that. And that's going to feel a lot better on the skin just compared to the past couple of mornings. Breezy today, 33. I'll step out of the way. 40 tomorrow. Now you'll see that snow late after sundown is when the snow will move in. So that could slow down any Friday night plans. Clearing on Saturday with high temperatures in the low 20s. So I'll be timing that out here in the next 10 minutes. A period of snow tomorrow night. And that's going to be accompanied by some strong winds. So a risk of blowing snow again for tomorrow night that is. And sunny and cooler and a whole lot drier this weekend.
Thanks, Guy. Big changes could be coming for blood donors.
The FDA is rethinking its donation policies, paving the way for more people to donate. We're going to break down those proposed changes in 5 minutes.
If you've been spending more time and money at the pump lately, you're not alone. We took a look into the claim that winter blend gas is less fuel efficient, and we'll show you what we found at 640.
Plus, a controversial new trend takes crowdfunding to the extreme. We're going to explain how some people are using it to pay for things like bachelorette parties. Interesting. Fleetwood Mac taking us to break.
In this Minnesota home,
look at that.
not a dull moment.
I would say at least $1 million.
What? 1 million pencils? Finding potential in pencils.
Lucas, thank you, buddy.
Monday at 10 in the land of 10,000 stories.